form which was before. And then specifically he requests that you please show me your four-handed form. In the 46th verse, he says, Teneva rupena chaturbhujena sahasrabhava bhava vishwamurte. O universal form, O thousand-armed Lord, I wish to see you in your four-armed form. And then Krishna says in the last verse that we discussed that, my dear Arjuna, I did not exhibit this form to frighten you or to intimidate you. I presented this form out of my pleasure, out of being very pleased with you. Maya prasannena tavarjunedam. My dear Arjuna, happily have I shown this form to you because I am pleased with you. But this form is very, very rare. No one in this human form of life have ever been able to witness this form. So we see in the 48th verse, Krishna is continuing to speak. He says, Na veda yagna adhyanena nadaner na cha kriyabhi na tapobhi rugre. Evam rupa sakya aham nirloke drashtum tvad annena kuru pravira. Na vedayagye adhyayena nadaner na cha kriyabhir na tapobhir ugre. Evam rupa sakyo aham naraloke drashtum tvad annena kuru pravira. Recite. Na vedayagya adhyayena nadhane na cha kriyabhi na tapobhir ugre. Evam rupa sakyo aham narloke drashtum tvad annena kuru pravira. Adhyayena na vedayagye adhyayena nadane na cha kriyabhir na tapobhir ugra. Evam rupa sakya aham naraloke drishtum twadannena kuru pravira. Okay. So Krishna is saying here he uses the word na many times. Na means not or never. Na veder. Veder means Veda means the scriptures. Neither by study of Vedas. Na yagge. Yagg means the sacrifice, performing so many sacrifices. And adhyayena. Adhyayena means the study. Okay, na veda yagya. The first is yagya, not by the performance of sacrifices which are mentioned in the scriptures in the Vedas, nor by the study of the Vedas itself. Na daner. Daner means charity. Na cha kriyabhi. Kriya bhi is what? Pious activities. Punya. Na tapo bhi. Nor by serious austerity and penances. So, what one cannot see, this form that I am exhibiting to you, my dear Arjuna, this form cannot be seen by anyone who claims to be very expert in Veda Yagya or in study of the Vedas, Adhyayena, neither by giving charity nor by performing many pious activities, nor even by austerities. What kind of austerities? Ugre. Who performed very severe austerity? We will discuss that. What they cannot know? Evam Rupa Sakyo Aham Nar Loke. The form, the universal form which I have exhibited to you. No one in this Nar Loke, in this material world, in this human form of life, has ever been able to witness thee. Then, how did you get the opportunity to see? Because drashtum tvad annena kuru praviraha. You were able to see this form in this world. Why? Because you are kuru praviraha. Pravira means the best. Amongst what? Kuru. Arjuna is coming in the dynasty of Kuru. How Arjuna is the best of the Kurus? In the Kuru dynasty, there is Yudhishthir also. There is Maharaj Pandu also. And previously also there are so many pious king. King Kuru is also there. Why Krishna is saying, Arjuna, that you are Kuru Pravira? Yes.
Because he believes in what Krishna is trying to say to him.
Why? Did Bhishma did not believe in what Krishna said? Or Yudhishthir did not believe?
So they believe in a lesser extent, but Arjuna.
You are not wrong, but you are not accurate. What is your understanding?
The best of the five is not.
He was the?
Best is not.
That is not. When the study of Vedas cannot give the qualification, when the performance of sacrifice cannot give the qualification, when charity is not giving the qualification, pious activity is not giving the qualification, how can archery give the qualification? This is the point. He had very most intimate relation with Krishna. His relation with Krishna is most intimate. He is most dear to Krishna. So he is Kuru Pravira. That is the only qualification. Brahmaji says, Vedeshu Durlabham Adurlabham Atma Bhakto. That by study of Vedas or by performance of all these very, very pious activities or recommended activities, one still cannot see the Supreme Lord. What one requires? One requires a very special relationship with the Lord. The Lord has to be pleased to reveal himself. Okay, we'll see the purport of the translation first. O best of the Kuru warriors, Arjuna is Kuru Praviraha. No one before you has ever seen this universal form of mine. Never before you means not in this human form of life, at least. For neither by studying of the Vedas, nor by performing sacrifices, nor by charity, nor by pious activities, nor by severe penances. So how many times he has negated? Quickly?
5.
5 times. 5 times he has said, na, na, na. Can I be seen in this form in the material world? Prabhupada gives a big purport, okay. I will take it paragraph by paragraph. The divine vision in this connection should be clearly understood. Who can have the divine vision? Divine means godly. Unless one attains the status of divinity as a demigod, he cannot have divine vision. And what is a demigod? It is stated in the Vedic scriptures that those who are devotees of the Lord Vishnu are demigod. Vishnu Bhakta Smrito Devaha. Who are the demigods? Those who are the obedient followers. Please hear. Demigods means those who are the obedient followers of the Supreme Lord. And who are the asuras or the demoniac? Those who disobey the Supreme Lord. Simple. See, just since 2 days I am deliberating on this point. There may be a difference of opinion. That is true. That will be there because we are all individuals. We cannot have the same opinion every time. It is not possible. But deliberate disobedience is not expected. That is the root of one's deviation and degradation. Difference of opinion can be there. But disobedience should not be there. This is very important. So, what are the demigods? Those who are Bhakta, Smrito Deva. Vishnu Bhakta, Smrito Deva. Whereas those who are atheistic, that is, who do not believe in Vishnu, or who recognize the only impersonal part of Krishna as the Supreme, cannot have the divine vision. Why? What is the difference? Is Krishna partial? That he gives to some and the others he does not give? What is the reason? Think. You don't have to necessarily speak. What we have to do, we have to open our thought process so that this knowledge can enter into our consciousness. Is Krishna partial? Then
Krishna is now partial, but people choose their own way against the government.
because they do not accept what Krishna declares. Demon means simple disobedience. This is the very, very dangerous virus. And in the age of Kali, it is becoming prominent. Differ is okay. There is no problem in difference. But disobedience should not be. That is demonic. Or those who are atheistic, who do not believe in Vishnu, or who recognize only the impersonal part of Krishna as the Supreme, cannot have this divine vision. It is not possible to decry Krishna and at the same time have the divine vision. This is the point. Decry Krishna means?
Not follow.
Yes, simple. Not to follow Krishna or not to accept Krishna's opinion or authority. So both is not possible. If one is trying to deny or decry Krishna, then he cannot have the divine vision. Then he cannot have Krishna's mercy without becoming divine. In other words, those who have divine vision can also see like Arjuna. Krishna said before he started to show his universal form, he emphatically said that Divyam Dadami Te Chakshu, that I will grant you the divine vision. Otherwise, it is not possible for you to see. The Bhagavad Gita gives a description of the universal form, although this description was unknown to everyone before Arjuna. Now, one can have some idea of the Vishwarupa after this incident. Those who are actually divine can see the universal form of the Lord. But one cannot be divine without being a pure devotee of Krishna. This is the special qualification required. The devotees, however, who are actually in the divine nature and who have divine vision are not very much interested in seeing the universal form. This is another aspect. Unless and until one is divine, one is devotee, he cannot see the universal form. But actually, those who are pure devotee, they have no aspiration to see the universal. They don't have the aspiration to see the universal. What form they want to see? They want to see the two-handed beautiful form of Krishna. As described in the previous verse, Arjuna desired to see the four-handed form of Lord Krishna as Vishnu, and he was actually afraid of the universal form. In this verse, there are some significant words, just like Veda, Yagnen, Adhyayena, which refers to studying Vedic literature and the subject matter of sacrificial regulations. Veda refers to all kinds of Vedic literature, such as the four Vedas, Rig, Yajur, Sama, and Arthava, and the 18 Puranas, the Upanishads, and the Vedanta Sutra. So all this, comprising together, they are called the Vedic version or the Vedic scriptures. One can study these at home or anywhere else. Similarly, there are sutras, Kalpa Sutras, the Mimamsa Sutras, for studying the method of sacrifice. So there is study of scriptures, and based on the study of scriptures, people perform sacrifice. So that is not sufficient to see the Supreme Lord. Can anyone give some example? There is a very famous example that by study of scriptures, there was no success. What is the example? You must have heard it. You can answer from online also, those who are hearing online.
Sir, by study of scriptures, sir.
Yeah.
Ravana, sir.
No, no, Ravan is not a good example.
Prabhuji,
Yeah.
Uddhav. He was in Jnana
No,
Yoga. Uddhav,
he was in
Uddhav.
Gyano. He was a friend of Krishna. He was seeing Krishna face to face.
But he did not realize it till he meet Radha and the
Of
gopis.
course, that does not give, that rasa is, that fellow is much higher than. Huh? Vyas. No. Vyas is a literally incarnation. Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma, he studied the scriptures very deeply 3 times, not once, twice, thrice. And who can compare to the intelligence of Brahma? He is the engineer in chief of the entire creation. I mean, who can compare to his IQ? He creates the material world. But this is his realization. He says, Vedeshe Durlabham, Adurlabham Atma Bhakto, Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhaja. That by study of scriptures, he could not come to the conclusion. And how the Krishna can be known? Only by his loving devotees. So all these are pious activities. The pious activities help us to take to the direction of the path of regulated life, Vedic life, but not necessarily it can give us the highest form of realization, which is the realization of the Supreme Lord. What is required? Like I give you an example. Like I have a phone. You may have the best of the Apple phone. You may have the best of the apps. You may also have a SIM card. But unless and until it is activated, this phone is dead. It is useless. So what is the activating point? The operator. The mobile phone operator. Unless and until he activates from his system, your mobile cannot work. You have a SIM. You have the best of the app. You have the best of the device also. But it is dead. It is useless. So that SIM has to be activated from where? From the operator. So similarly, the Supreme Lord, he cannot be approached by all these pious activities unless and until there is a activator. And who is that activator? Huh? Who is the activator? Or the interface? Is his devotee. Is his devotee. So all these activities can lead to the Supreme Lord when it is done under the direction of a bona fide devotee. Otherwise, it is all insufficient, incomplete. So Prabhupada is explaining here. There are so many sections in Bhagavad Gita. I cannot take that because it will take time. Or should I discuss? Let us see the first activity. Study of Veda. In the second chapter, in verse number 42 and 43, Krishna is talking about the futility of those who are performing the study of Vedas, but they are not able to get the highest realization. This is second chapter, verse number 42 and 43. Krishna says, Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadanti avapashchita vedavada rata partha nanya astati vadina. Page number 117. One or two pages here and there. Kamatmana swarga para janma karma phala pradam kriya vishesh bahulam bhogeshwarya gatim prati. So the Lord is telling Arjuna that, my dear Arjuna, men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the Vedas. Vedas have three sections. What are the three sections of Vedas? No, no. Though there are the four Vedas. I am asking what are the sections of the Vedas. Vedas are primarily having three sections. No. Here, it is called the Karma Kand. The first section is the Karma Kand. Karma Kand means that which supports the fruitive activity. In the Vedas, there are so many, 96% of the Vedas is Karma Kand. What is Karma Kand? If you perform this yajna, if you perform this charity, you will get this reward. What is it? It is not pure devotion service. It is fruitive activity. That is why we see most of the Brahmanas, they are engaged in Karma Kand. So 96% is Karma Kand. And what the Karma Kand represents, that if you perform such and such, sacrifice to the demigod, this is the reward or return you will achieve. So Krishna is saying, so most of the people, they are very much captivated by these flowery words. Flowery words means all this attractive offers. What is the attractive offer? You buy one, get 4 free. Or 10 free. And what is their desire? Kamatmana. Why they are performing this sacrifices or study of the Vedas? So that they can go to the heavenly planets. Swargapara. Why they want to go to Swarg? Why everybody is so interested to go to Swarg? Because there is chance of enjoying unrestricted. You see, other religion, they also have this notion that if you die for a religious cause, where you will go? You will go to a place where you can enjoy. Even in Christianity, what they say, either you will go to heaven or you will go to hell. Why you will go to heaven? You can enjoy. Same is in the fruitive activity also. But that is not sufficient. Why? Because there is Bhogeshwarya Gatim Prati. The purpose is there to enjoy more unrestrictedly. But they cannot be freed from the cycle of birth and death. They cannot get the divine vision. They cannot get the connection with Krishna. So, this is not sufficient. And in the 9th chapter, verse number 20 and 21, Krishna is talking about those who are performing Vedic sacrifices. They are also aspiring to go where? They are also aspiring to go to the heavenly planets to enjoy. Traividya Mama Somapa Puta Papa 920. Page number 424. Quickly. Yagnerishva Swargatim Prathayante Te Puna Asad Surendra Lokam Ashnanti Divyam Devideva Bhogam. So those who are the knowers of the three Vedas, and what is the purpose? Yagner Ishtva, they perform sacrifices. Why? Swarva Gatim Prathayante. They want to go again to the heavenly planets. Seeking the heavenly planets, worship me indirectly. Purified of sinful reactions, they take birth on the pious heavenly planets of Indra, where they enjoy godly delights. But what happens? Shine Punne Martalokam Vishante. When their pious credits are over, they are again thrown back to the same place. You have played the game of snake and ladder? How many of you have played snake and ladder in your... So what is it? You take the ladder and you are bitten by the snake. You come back to the same place. So repeatedly, life after life, we are engrossed in this kind of childish play. Okay. So I go ahead in the main verse, 11.48. Similarly, there are sutras, Kalp Sutra, okay. For studying the method of sacrifice, Dane refers to charity, which is offered to a suitable party, such as those who are engaged in transcendental loving service of the Lord. So that kind of charity is in the mode of goodness, or it is transcendental. But normally people give charity by fame, to gain fame. People should know that they are giving charity. You see, if you go to some religious place, on the fan you will see on the blade the names are written. Seen or not? Why? Why they have written? So that people can know. People can know. Actually, it is recommended charity should be given in such a way when you give it from the right hand, even the left hand should know. Charity is not out of compassion or act of benevolence. Charity is only for one's purification. That is the purpose. In the 17th chapter, when we will come, Krishna will define 3 types of charity. And there he says that verse number 20, 17:20. Charity given out of duty without expectation of return at the proper time and place and to a worthy person is considered to be in the mode of goodness. But charity performed out of the expectation of some return or with a desire for fruitive results or in a grudging mood is said to be the charity in the mode of passion. So most of the people, they perform charity in the mode of passion. What is the mode of passion? That they have some expectation of return or reward. They will offer Krishna 100 rupees and they want from Krishna 100 crores. They are thinking that they are very smart and Krishna is the most foolish. He will suffer a loss of how much? 100 crore minus 100 rupees is how much loss? 99.99. So much loss Krishna will occur. What qualification you have? So not by yagir, not by adhyan, not by charity. Okay. Similarly, pious activities refer to Agnihotra and the prescribed duties of different castes. And the voluntary acceptance of some bodily pain is called tapasya. Tapasya means performing some austerity. What is austerity? Which is not acceptable to mind and body. What the mind and body want? They are always asking comfort or pleasure or leisure. So there is this demoniac person called Hiranyakashipu. What kind of austerity he performed? No. What austerity he performed before he got that benediction? He did tapasya for how many years? 36,000 years, standing on the end of his toe. Such. And for 36,000 years, he raised his hand above. An entire body of his was eaten by the ants. The ants took away every, grammage of flesh from his body. But still, he was so determined that he did not budge. But did he have the divine vision? No. When the Supreme Lord came, he could not have the divine vision. What was his vision? He remained demoniac. So one can perform all this, can accept godly penances and give charity, study the Vedas, etc. But unless he is a devotee like Arjuna, it is not possible to see that universal. So this is the most qualifying factor, is one's relationship with Krishna. Those who are impersonalists are also imagining that they are seeing the universal form of the Lord. But from the Bhagavad Gita, we understand that the impersonalists are not devotees. Therefore, they are unable to see the universal form of the Lord. There are many persons who create incarnations. This is another category. What they say, that why there is a need to see God. I myself is God. I am myself God. These are these different categories. What do they say? Soham. We are the same. We are saying Dasoham and they are saying Soham. We are the same. They falsely claim an ordinary human to be the incarnation, but this is all foolishness. We should follow the principles of Bhagavad Gita, otherwise, there is no possibility of attaining perfect spiritual knowledge. Although Bhagavad Gita is considered the preliminary study of the science of God, still it is so perfect that it enables one to distinguish what is what. The followers of the pseudo incarnation may say that they have also seen the transcendental incarnation of God, the universal form. But that is unacceptable because it is clearly stated here that unless one becomes a devotee of Krishna, one cannot see the universal form of God. So one first of all has to become a pure devotee of Krishna. Then he can claim that he can show the universal form of what he has seen. A devotee of Krishna cannot accept false incarnation or followers of false incarnations. So there were many. When Srila Prabhupada was preaching in the West, particularly in America, Prabhupada said that in the airport of America, every day one incarnation takes birth. Some Swami, some yogi from India is coming, and when he's coming, he's trying to fool the Americans by saying that he is God. And Prabhupada exposed so many. There are so many examples. Yeah. It is not so cheap. That means what? They are not God. What are they? Prabhupada said they are dogs. If you are God, then show the universal form. Lift the mountain, lift Govardhan, drink the poison. Will they accept? Huh? All these incarnations, those who are claiming. Once there was one yogi, bring the prasad. Bring the prasad, we have to leave before 9. Dinesh told me today. He told me 8:45. I said from next time we'll be able to do that. We will start the class from at 7. It is better. Everything will be over. By 8:30 we'll bucket. He told me 8:45. 7 to 8 will be the class and half an hour is sufficient for prasad. So there was one yogi. So Prabhupada was staying in a place in Mumbai when our temple was not built. There was one very pious person who was hosting Srila Prabhupada. And his son was the disciple of this yogi impersonalist. I will not name the yogi. So that son of that gentleman who was hosting Prabhupada, he used to many times argue with Prabhupada because he was the impersonalist. So Prabhupada said that if your spiritual master says that he is God, then ask him, why has he become old? Why is his beard white? Huh? Why is hairs are falling? Why his body is becoming weak and fragile? So he went there and asked that there is Bhaktivedanta Swami who is staying with us. He has inquired, he has asked a challenge to you that if you are God, then why you are becoming old? So that yogi said that if I don't become old and if I don't look old, people will not respect. People will not respect me. So Prabhupada told him that, okay, you call your spiritual master and I will have a debate with him based on the Shastras. But that person never turned up. He never came. So there is no one who can be the incarnation of the Lord. Only the Supreme Lord. He incarnates. And why he incarnates? Only for two reasons. The primary reason is to give pleasure to his devotee. Paritranaya sadhuna. Like he is saying, he is telling Arjuna, Maya prasannena tava Arjuna. That why did I show this form? Because I was pleased with you. So to give pleasure to his devotees, Krishna appears. So Krishna will appear on Janmashtami. So we should prepare our heart in such a way that Krishna can appear. Krishna is already there. But Krishna is in a deep slumber. Why? Because we have covered him. So what we have to do? We have to remove the coverings, which is there in our heart, so that Krishna can manifest. That is actual Janmashtami. Otherwise, it is all farce. Whether it is Janmashtami or Ramnami or God Purnima, what is the real purpose? To allow Krishna to manifest in our heart. For that, we have to make our heart become a temple. Pure. Okay, so we want to give those who are in IRI this opportunity. Fortunate are those who accept. Most of the people in Kali Yuga will not accept. They will come for party. Singing, dancing, feasting and going. Anyway, even if they come, they get some pious credit. Okay, so I'll stop here. I'm taking a short class, but from next session, I will start positively at 7 and stop at 8. So that we are through with the entire activities by 8. Yes. Hare Krishna. Very good. First is Karma Kand. When the Karma Kand ends, when a person becomes little knowledgeable, he enters into the Gyan Kand. Gyan Kand. Which is knowledge. Knowledge what? About who we are. What is the purpose of this human form of life? Who is God? And what is our relationship? So when he advances in the Gyan Kand, when knowledge enters into him, and with knowledge what comes? Detachment. That is the effect of knowledge. If there is no detachment, that means there is no knowledge. Attachment is at the level of ignorance. Then finally, the last section is, it is called the Upasana Kand. Yeah, detachment comes from knowledge. Upasana is worship of the Supreme Lord. Then see, unless and until one has knowledge, he will not worship. His worship is actually not worship. What kind of worship he is having? He is having worship to gain more. That is called Karma Kand. Karma Kand is only trying to extort or exploit more. I gave the example. People do. They will go on Monday to offer water to Shivji. On Tuesday, they will go to offer bundi to Hanumanji. The coward is also there. But most of the demigod worshippers, they are fruitive. They want some gain. Why they are worshipping? Because they want some material gains. So that is Karma Kand. Higher than Karma Kand is Gyan Kand. But the highest is the Upasana Kand. That is the worship of the Supreme Lord without any fruitive desires. Okay?
So what is the second reason why Krishna incarnates?
Yes. Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya cha dushkota. To annihilate the demoniacs. To protect the pious and to annihilate the demoniac. Very good. This is how you should hear. You should catch. Yes. You should not call me sir. Huh? Why did he? What are you asking? Because Prahlad never desired. Prahlad wanted to see his form in which he is present everywhere. This is what Hiranyakashipu challenged. He asked, from where you are getting this strength? So Prahlad replied, I am getting this strength. The source is the same. Who is giving you strength? Well, who is that source of strength? He says, Lord Vishnu. So where is your Lord Vishnu? He is everywhere. Where is he? In your heart, in my heart, everywhere. He said, is he in the pillar also? He said, yes. So the Lord appeared from the pillar, just to prove the purity of the words of Prahlad Maharaj. Okay. So I will end here, otherwise again we will cross 9. I don't want to do that. Okay. Thank you very much. And possibly next Saturday is what date? Today is 14. So you are 21st. 21st we will have the class. But the class timing will be strictly from 7. We will begin the class from 7. So please don't expect that, if you join by 8, the class will be over. So please be conscious of the time. Thank you very much. श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, निताई गौर सेवा।